The following program is brought to you by NLTV, the People's Platform.
Aloha mai kākou, and welcome back to another episode of Ōpio Media Makers. I'm your host, Ashley Kirkowitz, and today we're going to sit down and talk story with one of our fall 2025 Ho'olono Scholarship recipients. We give out this scholarship award twice a year to local students who are pursuing careers in storytelling, culture, and community impact. Today, my guest is Naneaikealaula Thomas. She is pursuing her master's degree in heritage management at the University of Hawaiʻi at Hilo, where her work centers on cultural preservation and documenting the ike practices and mana'o of our kupuna so that future generations can access and learn from this precious knowledge. Nanea, when I was reading your application, I just want you to know that I was very moved by your story of resilience and determination and the clarity of your purpose. And there is a certain kind of grit that you show up with. And so I just want to thank you for being willing to share your story with us today. Thanks for being here. First off, congratulations on receiving the scholarship. What did you feel in that moment when you were notified of the award?
Oh my gosh, I was so stoked. I was undecided about what I was going to do this year, if I wanted to continue being a kumu or if I wanted to go back to school. And I was looking through the University of Hawaiʻi at Hilo's programs, and I saw the heritage management program, and I was like, oh, this is perfect. This is what I've been looking for. But given that it was in January that I was looking, I was like, "Ay, this is past the scholarship window for most application deadlines." And so I was like, shoots, okay, it's going to be out of pocket, a lot of it, and I got to work harder to be able to afford it. And then I saw this pop up on Instagram, and I was like, the deadline is in November. It's possible. And so I applied, and I was so grateful to receive that email. I was just like, oh my gosh, yay! I thought there was going to be minimal opportunity. And so I was super, just overall stoked, grateful when I got the notice that there was both the scholarship and then to receive it as well.
That's so awesome. And it's great. That's actually really great feedback because most folks do scholarships once a year, but sometimes you need a little bit as a student to just kind of get through the next semester.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so right on. I'm curious about in your application, you talked about cleaning and preparing the kuka'a, which is a very labor intensive and tedious process. Take us back to the first time you ever did that experience and how that practice kind of shaped you and even led you to wanting to pursue heritage management.
Yeah. So I actually started weaving in 2020. It was during COVID, and I love doing giveaways and things and participating in them. There's so many like little quotes that I'm like, I appreciate like you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, and all these things that basically tell you like, no, get them, go get them. And so it was Sig Zane Designs was doing a live, and they had Auntie Iliahi Anthony as a guest speaker, and she did a little giveaway for a pair of her earrings woven with lauhala. And her question was, if you can name mele with Hilo's rain, then you'll win the pair of earrings. And I was like, oh my gosh, Hilo Hanakahi. And so I typed it down, and I was the first person to respond.
Right on.
And she sent me the earrings. And I remember when I received them, I was in awe at how beautifully they were woven. And I wrote back to her, and I was like, if you're ever teaching a class, I'd love to learn from you. And she replied, I was like, I'm not teaching a class right now, but here's some books you can go look at. And I was like, okay, mahalo. And then a couple months later, she was like, no, I'm going to teach a couple kids down Keaukaha if you want to come down and learn. And I remember I was super grateful for that opportunity. I went down, I was so nervous, but also so excited. And that was one of the first things she had us do. It was like she brought a couple of lau that she was like, this is what you're looking for. Go find it. And I was like, what? This just go find it. And so it was a journey going through the bushes in Keaukaha and trying to find the ideal leaves. And I feel like I'm still on that journey of trying to find like top choice leaves to use. But it truly is a process, knowing what you're looking for and how it will carry you through your entire weaving project is that first step.
Yeah.
Making sure it's done correctly.
So what do you love to weave now?
Right now, I'm actually weaving a bunch of bookmarks for a friend.
Cute.
They ordered 80 for their company, and so that's been my mission the past week is 80 bookmarks.
You're gonna finish before Christmas.
I'm hustling. I'm up to 53.
That's incredible. So your master's project is focused on documenting the history and evolution of Papale Lauhala here on Hawai'i Island. Why is this focus important to you? And what do you hope future weavers and community members are able to get from this work?
Initially, when I got enrolled in the program, I knew I wanted to work on a project with one of my passions. And so as a kid, it's going to either be hula, it's going to be lauhala weaving, or it's going to be something on a wahipana.
Mhm.
And I talked to several of my kumu, and we narrowed it down to lauhala weaving for a 2-year project, something that's doable. And I was talking with one of my weaving kumu, James Bamba from Guam, and we were talking about what would be worthwhile for a 2-year project. And we looked at maybe doing product diversity.
Mm.
And so I spent some time in the Hawaiian collection at Hilo, and I found there was actually a published little article done already by a woman in the 90s on lauhala used from ancient to modern times. And it kind of captured what I was interested in doing, but I noticed that the section on papale was really small.
Mhm.
And I kept looking through the library to see if I could find more material on it. And I looked online and there wasn't too much of a comprehensive resource. And so I was like, "Ah, this could be the opportunity to put that together, to look at styles, to look at valuation, to look how it's changed over the past 200 years. And so I found that little gap in the literature and I'm hoping to fill it.
What does that documentation process look like for you? It's capturing stories,
Mhm.
it's photo, it's video. Like, what
Mhm.
else? Like, what exactly are you building?
So I'm still working on it, on figuring out what exactly I'm doing, but it's going to be, I'm hoping to do a combination of oral histories with kupuna weavers. I'm looking at doing archival work, hoping to go to Bishop Museum and Lyman Museum and looking at their collections.
Mm.
And then also potentially a case study of the Mary Monarch Craft Fair, because right, everyone goes crazy for papale
Yes.
there. And so it'd be super awesome to add that as a part of the project.
And I think it's really awesome that you're taking the time to kind of document the very first steps of like going and sourcing the leaf and everything that goes into kind of the preparation and the weaving process. I don't think folks fully understand and appreciate all that's involved when they go and see the final product. So thank you for doing that.
Mhm.
It sounds like you have worked and will be working with a lot of kupuna who are like living treasures. What has that process of working with our elders taught you about trust and responsibility and carrying these stories forward with great care?
You know, any time spent with kupuna is priceless. It's so special. Um, when putting together this project, oral histories became the number one source of data collection for my project when I started getting into it. Just because their ike cannot, it's irreplaceable.
Mhm.
And weaving is a multi-generational thing. It's ike kupuna,
Mhm.
and it's tips and tricks that they've been taught by their kupuna and their kupuna. And so it's really special to be able to sit down with any kupuna and learn from, yeah, the knowledge that they've gathered over their lifetime.
Is there anything that one particular kupuna has shared with you that has stuck with you?
There's so many things. Um, my kumuhula's kumuhula, Tapuri Tangaros, has said that we all have the same 24 hours.
Mm.
And that stuck with me to, get your priorities straight and get things done.
Yep. And use your time wisely.
Mhm.
So you practice a number of things: hula, lei making, ahu'ula, ulana ie, and ulana lauhala. What role do these practices play in grounding you, both personally and culturally?
I feel so lucky to have learned from so many different talented and dedicated kumu and kupuna,
Mhm.
and they're all the foundation of my life. They ground me. They make sure that I am being intentional with my actions at all times, with my words and how I spend my time.
Mm. You know, you shared very openly in your application about losing your mom at a really young age and how she remains a core connection to Hawaiian culture for
Mm.
you. How do you think that loss has shaped the way you approach your work and your
Mhm.
sense of kuleana?
She was always such a strong woman, and she loved Hawaiian culture with everything in her. I remember growing up, would only listen to 100.3 Kappa FM, was always
Mhm.
Hawaiian music in the car, or if not, it was her Napalapalai CDs. And when I was younger, I'd be like, Mom, I want to listen to, 95.9. I want to listen to pop music. And she'd be like, no, Hawaiian music. And whenever I'd be like, oh, Mom, I want to go mall. She'd be like, no, we're going up Kilauea volcano, or oh no, we're going Hilo One. And she really taught me to appreciate our aina and these things that are unique to Hawaii. And so I'm super grateful at this age now that I see those things that she instilled in me at such a young age, and I carry that with me every day.
I love that. I was really impressed in your application about you talking about all the different kuleana that you have with your school and ohana and the researching. How do you navigate all that? Like they say, oh, balance is key. That's a crock of whatevers, right? Like that is not true. We're constantly juggling balls. And I'm just curious, how do you navigate and keep it all together?
I mean, I'm trying. It's a struggle. It's a journey for sure. But yeah, just prioritizing and figuring out what's most important and how do you handle it. And I feel so fortunate to have such a strong community, especially in hula, that support me. If I need anything, they're there, and vice versa. If they need anything, I'm there. And so I know I can trust my people and rely on my people, and so I'm grateful for that. They carry me through.
It's good to have a tribe and
Mhm.
ohana. What does this scholarship mean for you? What is it going to allow you to do?
Mhm. So heritage management, it's all about interpretation and preservation of culture. And so I thought this scholarship was so amazing because it's designed for mo'olelo and it's designed for kaiaulu. And so both of these things, the scholarship and the program, as a Hawaiian, I saw it as an opportunity to be part of our story that's being told and how to tell our story properly.
Mhm. Is there any funding that comes with the research that you are doing? Like, how is the university or philanthropic organizations able to support you in the documentation process?
So for this semester, you guys were one of them. And then I also received a scholarship through the University of Hawaiʻi at Hilo and also one of the Hawaii Rise Foundation scholarships through
Mhm.
Hana Ho. And so that's how I helped fund this first semester. And then next semester, looking for funding from Kamehameha schools and any other scholarships that are in line with what I'm doing.
That's amazing.
Mhm.
Do you have a goal number for the amount of kupuna that you speak to on Hawai'i Island? And are you hoping to go to every single community? Like, talk a little bit about that process and what some of the goals are.
I would love to speak to them all. I wish I had more than 2 years. But for the project and knowing that oral histories do take time for myself and for the kupuna to be able to sit down and share their stories, I'm looking at maybe 5 to 10 kupuna. I'm still trying to narrow down which ones,
Mhm.
but that's the number I'm looking at right now.
Is there a way that Naleo can be helpful to you as you go about documenting the oral histories and compiling all of that information?
I'd love to figure that out. When I got a tour this morning of your guys' facility, I was just like, wow, it's so much cool stuff, so many cool tools and things. So yeah, I look forward to seeing maybe if there's a way to,
It
work
would be
together
really
on that.
cool. I mean, I like to think that we're one of the best kept secrets here in
Mhm.
Hilo and Kona. I'm wondering if a young person is listening right now and they want to know more about their culture and heritage management, but they're not quite sure where to begin, where should they start? Where should they go to look for more information?
You need to figure out what you're passionate about, what you're interested in, whether it's hula, whether it's weaving of any sort, whether it's hula work, mele. There's so many things, and I feel that there's something for everyone. You just need to find your people and find your kumu.
Do you have any advice for your younger self? Like if you could go back 10, 20 years, what would you say to younger Nanea?
Just keep doing what you're doing. Keep
Mhm.
pushing forward.
You're incredible. We're so excited about your journey and the amazing work that you are doing to preserve culture and these practices. I know that it's going to be appreciated, not just now, but for future generations. So mahalo nui
Mahalo
for
nui.
being here today. Mahalo nui to our listeners for tuning in once again. You can learn more about the Ho'olono Scholarship, make a donation, and catch all of the episodes with every single one of our podcast awardees at naleo.tv/scholarship. Until next time, I'm Ashley Kirkowitz.
I'm Nanea Thomas.
Ahui ho.